winter campaign returns for week 13. Welcome, Will.
Thank you. Week 13. Gosh, must be spring soon.
Well, you join us on the very last episode of the winter campaign 1920, or 2019, 2020, yeah. Not 1920. And we thought we'd take you back over the last few weeks and discuss why the winter campaign is important, all that kind of thing, and why we're moving on. But Will, it's a freezing cold day today when we're recording it, but the sun is in the air.
Yes.
And it feels like spring's on the way. So why is the winter campaign important? It's always our most successful campaign.
Yep.
You know, and our longest campaign, because winters are so long in England. But it encompasses Christmas. So why is it important to do it in the run-up to Christmas and, more importantly, post-Christmas?
Yeah, I think the key thing really is to remind people that this is an all-year-round problem in terms of the vulnerably housed and homeless. And I think in the run-up to Christmas there's an element of sort of extreme activity because people are very conscious that they've got, you know, warmth and security in a house and all the rest of it.
And it looks horrible.
Yeah, outside. But I think what we're trying to say is actually this is for the whole year, and so from January onwards, and we're now in the start of March, aren't we? Some of the main issues that caused the problems before Christmas still exist for a lot of our friends. And I suppose for us, the frustration is we're trying to move people on as best we can in the speed they want to go. We obviously try encouragement techniques, but I'm still working with people who are still experiencing the same issues of homelessness in January, and we're now in March. And that doesn't go away.
And November and October, all that kind of
And I think part of the interesting thing that we've had from a lot of volunteers who got involved post-Christmas, who were here at Christmas, is they've got that, and they thought rather than just being here for Christmas or Christmas, you know, the Christmas week, as it were, that actually they will commit to, you know, a year or more or whatever it is. And so we've got a lot more people coming in, who are beginning to do bits of work for us. January, February, March, and probably into the rest of the year. Yeah,
well, we'll focus on the winter campaign before we look forward. We've spoken a lot about social isolation when it's cold. Yep. We've spoken about a number of topics. I'm not going to try and remember them all because that would be boring for you all to try and watch me remember. But we have covered a lot of things, and winter is an important time because it seems to be, like you said, on people's minds. Yeah. What is one of the most important things that you wanted to get across during the winter campaign?
For me, it was about doing something and not doing nothing. We talked a lot about tech as well, didn't we? We talked about things on smartphones. We talked about the awareness of things. I think as a community, we are responsible for the way that people are, to a certain degree, and we spoke a lot about empowering people, and that it's not necessarily our job, although it is our job. It's not necessarily statutory providers, but it is their job. But actually, as members of the community, if we see somebody in distress, or we see somebody on the side of the road or street or wherever it is, then actually there's an ability for us to do something about it. And I think what really interests me, and I don't know which vlog it was the really the focus on making the call, using the Smart app, contacting whoever it is, and just identifying that person, and you're making a difference. Because part of the frustration a lot of people share with me is, oh, what do I do? What, you know, how can I help? Well, the answer, first of all, is recognise the person's there, and then we talked about how we could ask in a safe way whether they wanted tea or coffee. Do they want sugar? You know, I think the interesting feedback from us has been people who've watched these videos and captured something they hadn't thought of, either a safeguarding aspect, keeping yourself safe, or a recording aspect, or just personalising it. And I think that was the difference that I got out of this winter campaign. We can all make a difference. We don't have to be sort of professional or involved in the game. If we are, then obviously we've got extra knowledge. But I was really struck by the number of people sending us messages either through social media or whatever format it was, was saying, oh, I saw some information, I hadn't thought about that, but thank you so much, I've phoned here. And it wasn't just Stafford, it was across the UK.
Yeah. So talking about the community, they have been fantastic once again over the Christmas period. We are just beginning to slowly summit the pile of donations that came in over Christmas. It was just absolutely amazing. It's always fantastic, Will, and managing that amount of donations is always tough, isn't it?
Yeah, it was, and it's amazing, and we were speaking about it at lunch today, the sheer volume and diversity of what was coming in and still comes in is fantastic. And I think the ability to help other organisations, and we've talked about that in the mailer, has just been fantastic. So we've had visits today, I think, from 3 different other local organisations who need to support various different groups, either in Stafford or in Stoke-on-Trent for that matter.
We will be moving on now to Change 20.
Yes.
We've done Change 18, we've done Change 19, now we're going on to Change 20. And that's when we really talk about what a difference you can make. That's the wrong way of saying it, surely. The change you can make.
Yes.
I've got to get used to saying that. Whether that be literal change, or changing how you think, or changing what you donate, or that anything like that. It's really important, Will, and that ties in perfectly to what you're saying. We'll be looking at how and what type of donations really make an impact. Yeah,
and trying and continuing to try to change people's attitudes who struggle.
Yeah, that's a big one.
So I'm excited about the Change campaign. And Change 2020, it's got a nice ring to it.
Or just Change 20.
Or just Change 20 in our 10th year.
It's always an exciting time coming out of the winter campaign.
Yeah.
That is such a it's
been a long, horrible long winter.
They get more colourful. We stop wearing our jackets. Will just wears the same thing. If you watch Hob News, you'll know what that's all about. But thank you once more, one final time during the winter campaign for all your donations. It's been fantastic. It hasn't slowed down since Christmas. I think that's the impact of this campaign, of what we've been saying. Yep. It's been absolutely fantastic. So thank you, the wider community of Stafford and the surrounding area. You have been brilliant.
Amazing.
Right, thank you very much, Will.
That's all right, Jack.
For going through that with me. If you want to know a little bit more about the different things going on at House of Bread, if you've done something and you want to hear us say thank you, check out Hob News. We try and be a bit more funny in that one, if we can.
Somebody complained there wasn't an outtake last week or the week before.
There was.
Yeah. Stay to the end.
Right to the end. That is Hob News. That goes up on Sundays at 4. But until then, thank you very much for watching. As ever, we will see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye. Right, I'm off to break.